Welcome back to Buckets and Besties, your go-to podcast for all things WNBA and beyond the court. My name is Kadia.
And I'm Megan. Remember to like, comment, subscribe on all social media channels. All right, besties, time to clock into your courtside chat. Let's get started.
We have a ton packed for today's show. A'ja Wilson has hit another milestone. The Liberties keep rolling despite injuries. Caitlin Clark delivers another signature moment. And we're asking the question everyone's wondering, are the Minnesota Lynx the best team in the WNBA right now?
Let's start off with the tip-off. This week, we're going to highlight one good thing that happened in each of our weeks. Kadia, start us off.
The one great thing that happened this week for me was that I went to Puerto Rico and I came back safely. I had such a great time with my family and friends because I had a friend that was down there as well. So I'm just excited to be home, but I also love the time that I spent there, the food, the music, the vibes, everything was just lit.
Oh, that explains the glow that you have. I didn't quite have that experience this week. No travel for me, but all I have to say is go Knicks, up 2-1 in the series currently with game 4 tonight. So that's been a highlight with everyone from the New York, New Jersey tri-state area being full in on the Knicks. So that's always exciting when it's teams in it in the finals. But yeah, good week for both of us. And we're going to get started with the bestie breakdown.
And we're going to start with one of the baddest women to ever do it, A'ja Wilson.
All right, let's start with the bestie breakdown. Here are the top 5 stories we're digging this week. Hit us with the first one, Kadia.
We're going to start with our amazing GOAT of all GOATs, A'ja Wilson, who's reached her 6,000th point. A'ja has become the fastest player in the WNBA history to reach 6,000 career points and doing it in just 270 games. I mean, she is just a monster on the court.
Yeah, she finished with 34 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists, and 3 blocks in a win for Las Vegas the other night, which is insane to me. She's also only 29 years old and is already climbing the all-time scoring list.
We already know that A'ja Wilson is a 4-time MVP. She's currently 19 all-time and will most likely pass several people that came before her in scoring. She's going to continue to climb, and I just can't wait to see what her journey looks like.
The sky's the limit for her. Just reading off, like you said, that she's going to pass some big names this year, like Lauren Jackson, Brittany Griner, and her teammate Joy Lloyd. So based off of just her age alone, she's predicted to definitely be at the top of the all-time leading scorer list by the end of her career, if nothing gets in her way, for sure.
I know one thing we're writing notes and stuff, but she's averaging nearly 26 points per game, which is insane because I'm thinking like, what the hell is everyone else doing? And she's put together 5 straight 20 points, 10 rebounds, double doubles throughout the last few games. So all in all, I think she's a high contender for the next MVP again. And we'll see what that looks like later on in the season. But A'ja Wilson has been completely dominating and killing the game. I think it's because she's been practicing and doing things with Bam. Like she's so in love with Bam. So I'm like, he's clearly training her for the NBA. And not
I mean, it doesn't hurt, right? What do you have? 86 points that game this season? Yeah, that's for sure. Is it too early to say 5-time MVP, or no? We'll let it go for now.
Yeah, because we're gonna get to that later on in the segment.
Breanna Stewart's kind of throwing her name into the ring at this point. She dropped 31 points in the win versus the Fever Saturday night. She's starting to round into her own shape. She also had 28 points in another win against Connecticut.
Breanna Stewart has been putting up incredible numbers this season, and we are missing Sabrina Ionescu and JJ Jocko Jones in this Liberty season due to injury. But you can still tell that the Liberty have been such a dominant and very impactful team. They work extremely well together. Against the Indiana Fever, Breanna Stewart went 18 for 21 from the free throw line and scored 15 points in the fourth quarter just alone. So that in itself says a lot about her game, but she's also not a selfish player when it comes to playing team basketball. Like she's able to pass, she's able to catch a rebound. Like she kind of like floats between roles on in their team. So I think that's something that sticks out to me about Brianna. We know that she is just an all around great player.
Oh yeah, and yeah, on that note, it seems like the Liberty are also rounding into shape. They extended their winning streak to now 6 games without key contributors in Sabrina and Jonquel Jones. And yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But on to the next story. Just when those critics get loud, Caitlin Clark seems to silence them with the game winning three from 31 feet away with 1.2 seconds on the clock against the Mystics. So again, just like when everyone's talking about her, she kind of silenced those haters a little bit, I'd say. But she finished with 19 points and five assists, along with that game winner the other day against the Mystics. Whether you're a Fever fan or not, I mean, these plays keep people excited and coming back to watch WNBA for sure. So it was nice to see that happen this week for her after her struggles last week and the media attention she's drawn.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, and I didn't watch this game, but just in thought, thinking about how the Fever kind of um lacked in things the last game, like in their defense and stuff against the Mystics, which have been having such a great run for a rookie kind of team with a few vets on there, but a very young team. I think they got their lick back. So I think it's fun to watch them play. I wish I had Aaliyah Boston stats right now, but I don't. The only thing I could say is if I watched the game, I would say who was the starting team and when did they get benched? Because I will never sit down and say like Sophie Cunningham should not be starting. Like, I'm sorry, she should come in on like the second or third, depending on what the score is. But because she'll probably foul out super early. But like,
I know Sophie Cunningham. I'm with you on that. Now she tends to do a lot of talking on her podcast about Summer House, so that's a little side note. But yeah, I'm like excited about Leah Boston too. I think like she hasn't tapped into her potential fully, and I love listening to also her podcast with Candace Parker, like because I think Candace is always like, Aaliyah, you got it, you got the dog in you, or like that saying about Kelsey Plum, she has a dog in her. I'm just waiting for her to go like balls to the wall, like that saying. But I love at times seeing her just dribble from end to end and like pass it to someone under the basket that makes a layup. That's really exceptional for like a center to be able to like have that skill to be able to go end to end and find someone to pass it to for the basket. So really enjoying that from her this season.
yeah, for sure. Let's move on to our next segment. We're going to talk about the Golden State Valkyries versus Phoenix Mercury. What a freaking game.
Yeah, you saw Gabby Williams and Veronica Burton combine for 50 points. Again, that's like a duo I'm definitely excited for. I think we talked about last week with Mabry and Brittany Skykes, like them being like potentially one of the top duos in the league. I think you also have this potential in this duo as well. Gabby, from me just looking over her stats this season, she's having one of the best seasons of her career with scoring wise. Usually she's thought of as a defensive player. So I love that her offense is being highlighted now. And I think you just see now the Valkyries keep proving that they're not just a feel good expansion story. So they're proving time and time again each week that they're coming ready to play, and they have some solid players that come out there and play each week.
Phoenix had about 16 turnovers that gave the Valkyries 17 points, which is insane. Like, so that means every turnover they had cost them a point, essentially.
Mhm.
So, it's like there's a lot to unwind and to break down there with Phoenix and Mercury, but I do think that because the game was a bit closer this time, that they definitely stepped up their game. And recently, DeWanna Bonner said that she had not played basketball in 8 months.
Oh,
So you can imagine what that does to you. And she's a vet. So Alicia Clark and DeWanna Bonner are like the oldest people in the WNBA playing right now. They are about, I think, 38 years old or maybe 39, 38, 39, 38. And I can see how you slow down, especially when you have children and stuff like that. So Dewana talking about how she is slowed down a little bit from basketball could be costing the Phoenix Mercury some of their games. However, it's a team sport and it's not just one person. I think Kalia Copper kind of lacks in the post, and that's what I was talking about. Like she kind of has like fallen a little bit. Like they can all shoot, they can all score, but you can't really rely on one person to make those game-winning
Mhm.
scores. At some point in that game, it was all on Alyssa Thomas to kind of be a defender, be strong on the offense. So it was kind of tough.
Yeah, I just wanted to go back to 8 months. She hasn't played basketball. That could be part of the problem. Not to knock her,
Yeah.
not to knock her, but I mean, me being a general adult, I work out 4 to 5 times a week, if not more. So she's got to get out back on that court,
Hmm.
preseason, off-season training. But yeah, no, I get it. Like as you get older, you definitely lose a step and whatnot. It's just I think a little surprising for all of us that the Mercury were in the finals last year and now they're struggling and they're at the bottom of the standings right now currently. But yeah, they got to watch those turnovers. But switching gears to the opposite end of the standings, let's go to a hot team in the Atlanta Dream. We had Angel Reese return to Chicago, and I know Katia, you wanted to highlight that.
Yeah, Angel Reese scored her 57th career double-double in her return to Chicago, and leading the Dream to win 82 to 75. It says a lot that she's gone to another team and still is uh, thriving and moving forward with the Atlanta team. I think between her and Alicia Gray, they're wonderful together. I'm super excited to watch them the rest of the season. I love watching matchups with people were previously on a team. And I think Angel Reese leaving Chicago was probably one of the best things she could have done for her career, because she was known as the rebound queen. But recently in this game, we saw that she can shoot the three. I think Angel Reese is just getting better and better and better. You know, because she's changed organizations. Now, Chicago right now, they've had a recent losing streak. The only team that they've beat in the recent five was the Connecticut Sun, which have also had like an extreme losing streak. They've also struggled for wins. So Chicago is having like internal problems, but I'm so excited to see Angel Reese in Atlanta and her continued success. So go
Yeah,
ATL.
yeah, definitely. I agree with you, Katia, on all that. I think Angel Reese is going to have a standout year this year. I heard some commentary the other day about how Atlanta is like using her much better than just like putting her in the post.
Hmm.
Excuse me. So now she's kind of freer to move around, get some jumpers, and just use her athleticism more than she was being utilized in Chicago, I believe. I think Atlanta is a better fit for her, and we'll see just a great year from her to come. So we added in an extra story. So technically we had six today, but we wanted to end with this story. So, Kadi, you think best team in the NBA? We're talking Minnesota Lynx right now.
The Minnesota Lynx have just hit their eighth winning streak against the Dallas Wings last night, finishing with 100 points, which is actually insane. I think the Dallas Wings had 76 or 78 or something like that.
Mm.
Um, and not to break down too much of what Dallas was doing, what they weren't doing, but the Lynx were the first team in the WNBA right now to have three players score 20 points on 70% shooting. Olivia Miles, Kayla McBride, and Natasha Howard.
I did like a quick rundown, like of just what the team has also gone through a lot of change. They lost like two of their regular five starters from last year, and Alana Smith and Bridget Carlton, as well as Jess Shepard. And now they've taken off and Natisha Heidemann. So they lost four of their roster from last year, and it's just they continue to blow out teams. As we saw last night against the Wings, they had like no chance. Like Olivia Miles is spectacular. There's no way around it. Some of those plays she made last night were amazing.
I mean, Olivia Miles is a goat of goats, and Courtney said it the best. She is the baby Chelsea Gray. And I was texting Megan about this earlier. I'm like, Olivia was just way too ahead of her. She was way too ahead of her college class in terms of basketball. Like they kind of try to lean on her, but it's a team sport. So it was nice watching her like come into her element and people being able to find her, throw her the ball. She's able to pass, or she's not always like the one to make the score. Um, so it's nice that they have like a synergy.
Yeah, definitely. And I think like, I was texting you the other day about the game we went to see when TCU was in New Jersey. And I didn't quite see what I saw last night, but I think what's telling is when like you have players that are at the same ability level as you or better, it forces you to be a better player as well. And I think where in college, like potentially where her teammates couldn't get to those spots where she potentially could have thrown a pass. Now you have players like Courtney Williams and Caitlin McBride that are that are open making shots. And in college you have also, she may find the open player, but they're missing, so her assists aren't as high as they are now. I just all around, I'm very impressed with her, and also her rebounding numbers. I think she has over 6 rebounds right now, so that's she's got triple double numbers potentially in her future as well. So I think just it's fun to see those links continue to dominate this season, and who knows, we could have some tough playoff matchups coming up in the future.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see the rest of her career. If this is year one, can you imagine what year two, three, four, five look like? If she stays healthy. So great job for the Lynx. Great job for the underdog Courtney Williams, because I think some people kind of counted her out because she's an older player, but she's clearly made a lot of motion playing with the Lynx and using the new roster. To her ability, but also just to, work the team, work with the coach, and just get everyone where they need to be. I mean, they're on an eighth game winning streak. Like, what? We are thinking about who's going to be the 2026 WNBA MVP pick. And the candidates right now that we have listed are Asia Wilson, Brianna Stewart, and Kelsey Plum.
Yeah, I mean, all I really have to say about that is three letters, and her last name is Wilson. So, Asia is top of my mind right now. Unbelievable, 26 points she's averaging, pretty much averaging a double double if I'm correct on that. I think Kelsey Plum, again, she's always up there having some great games as well. And Brianna Stewart, I think the last 2 games now has kind of thrown her name into the conversation, but I'm leaning towards that 5th MVP award, knock on wood, unless something else happens during the season and someone else has a breakout year. So
She just scored like 42 points in a recent game. I forgot what team did she score 42 against? Like, I'm like, oh my God.
yeah, no, it's unbelievable. I think she's like averaging for her career 22.9, or I've read it before today, but that's just like unbelievable to like average over 20 for your career throughout your whole career. Like there's been really no dip in her game, and
Hmm.
she's only getting better and better. Which you don't think would happen, but I think under Becky Hammon and just the tools she has around her, she also makes everyone better around her. But it's just, I don't know, I'm just blown away every time I see her play. So easy, so fluid. I like a little swag. She got a little swag. So I love when players have swag, but she's so confident making threes now. She's got it all.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm surprised with Asia because we know she's a goat, like we know she's a dog. But like you said, the fact that she just gets better and better and better and better with more practice, more resources, more everything, like what the heck? Like you
Yeah.
literally can't stop her. And it's funny because some of the other players say, like Tisha Carrington when she was healthy and playing, she's like, the way you stop Asia Wilson is just put your head down and pray.
Yeah, you can't.
Kind of like, oh, like you just try your best.
You hope for the best.
Yeah, because she's just insane. I don't even know what it is. Like, I don't know,
Hmm.
but I cannot wait to see the Asia Wilson documentary film. I
Yeah,
mean,
just imagine also if she's like kids, like
yeah.
that kid will be another star, another NBA/ WNBA star eventually. So
Yeah, I'm like, if her and Bam,
those genes,
fingers crossed, like, yes.
put a ring on it, Bam.
Yeah. Put a ring on it, Bam. Hello. We're looking at you. Put a ring on it.
All right. Rounding out, that was fun. This next segment we're going to do is the sixth woman of the week. So, just like there's a sixth woman of the year, we try to highlight not an unknown name, but a name aside from a superstar that has had a standout week the last week in the NBA. I'll start it off. A name that came to mind for me was Natasha Howard. Speaking of the Minnesota Lynx, she's been averaging 17.4 for the year, her third highest total of her career. And what stands out most about her is she's in her 12th season, And I know we were talking about like players losing a step, and she's showing no signs of that right now. I believe she is the second leading scorer on the Lynx right now, and just like a valuable asset to that team right now for sure. And she had 21 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists in the latest game versus Dallas. Just again, highlighting her versatility. She has the potential to get to rebound and also dish out assists. So I just wanted to highlight her.
And my sixth one of the week is Kayla McBride. She in the recent game that she just played against Dallas, she
Mm-hmm.
scored 22 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. She shot 4 for 6 from the 3-point range. And honestly, after her getting knocked in the face by Enrique and her nose
Mm.
bleeding, after Kayla McBride got hit in the face by Enrique, I thought she was going to be out the game, but she had a fire lit up her and she ran through that game and finished hella strong. I mean, there were so many moments of her like making her threes, making her points, like getting to her spot. It kind of felt like, okay, I'm gonna get her get. She was getting her get back. So I think she was just really fired up after that moment, and
Mm-hmm.
she was just ready to go. So she had a great game last night.
Girl was like shooting her free throws after the elbow to the face with blood on her lip, and like just like had a bloody nose. It was like, yeah, she's something else. She's out of this world. She's one
Yeah,
tough girl for
for
sure.
sure.
On to the jump ball segment. We are going to now debate a topic. I'm going to take one side and Katia is going to take the other side. So this week we're going to discuss two different topics. So the first topic is the officiating has improved this season. Yes or no?
So I'm on the yes side. The officiating has improved this year. I think last year, especially and years before, we've seen tons of player get injured. We've seen no fouls called on some things that should have been called flagrants. And this year, I think they probably are overkilling it a bit. But last year, like Satu Sabli had a concussion, and that foul was not like that call was not called until a little bit later. They didn't even pause the game. So I think they're overcompensating for the changes that are happening in the league. And I think there's only more room to improve what the calls are.
So I'm debating the other side of the coin that it has not improved. I'm going to agree with Katia. She kind of made a point for me. I think they now have gone a little too far the opposite end of the spectrum. Now I feel like a lot of fouls are called like too many fouls, like soft fouls. And I'm seeing a lot of flopping at times. There was one game in particular earlier in the season. I believe it was the Wings versus the Fever. I know there's a little push off Caitlin Clark does a lot of times, but there's a little bit of flopping on both sides during that game that I saw. And then I think now like I think that now needs to be called like flopping. I know the NBA kind of they took a hard stance on that and tried to like crack down on that. But now I think we're seeing it a little bit in the WNBA with that as well. I want to say the officiating's a little soft now. I've seen it more. I guess I watch a lot of Wings games, but Alana Smith seems to get into foul trouble early on a lot. Like it seems like 2 or 3 fouls she has in the first quarter. That seems to have like slowed down, but I think it's going to be an adjustment on the players to see like what is a foul and what's not nowadays. But I will say I'll agree with Akadia like on the injuries last year. There were some serious injuries, and I think that like the officiating caused a lot of those, and players got hurt because certain fouls weren't called. So
And another thing with the officiating, I mean, yeah, what you said about the flopping, the last Dallas game. I'm not gonna lie, I love Dallas, but Zaza, girl,
mm-hmm.
she was flopping, and so
That's
was
what I was
Caitlin,
thinking of.
and so was
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin Clark. Y'all was flopping a lot, and I trying to catch
There's like
that
a
foul call.
little touch, and she was down. So I'm glad you thought of the same
I'm
situation I
like,
did.
I saw that girl, I get it, but you wasn't getting that call. The refs were like, I'm not blowing that whistle. So, same thing for Caitlin, and everyone complains about Caitlin because sometimes she'll smack herself with her own ponytail and fall on the floor, and everyone's like, what are you complaining about? And it's like on camera. It's like no one hit you. It was just yourself. Like so yeah, I agree it's gotten better, but they definitely need to do more work, and they've gone so far off the end to be like, if you touch someone, like AZ said, if you touch someone, it's a foul.
Mm,
Like, and the
yeah,
men
there
are
has to be a
sitting here beating each other up every single day, and I'm like,
yeah. The Knicks game the other day, they gotta get with the officiating. So yeah, it's like they either go one way or the other. It's like they have to find more of a happy medium, like and
yeah,
call the calls and be confident in their officiating stuff. Just like you take the shot, blow the whistle, and be
yeah.
confident. All right, second topic, which I'm definitely gonna lose, but we're gonna debate the topic of Olivia Miles is the rookie of the year. I'll take the no, and Katia will take the yes.
Without a doubt, Olivia Miles is the rookie of the year. Her game speaks for itself. Um, she has brought the Lynx up to a place in this new season in such a different way than I thought that she would. And I'm so happy that she was the second draft pick instead of number one. Because could she have done that for Dallas? Sure. But I think it's important and I think it's special that she's doing this for the Lynx, specifically that we have Nafisa out. And we know Nafisa is like one of the greats of the greats. So it's wonderful to see Olivia do her thing. And like Megan said earlier, we've watched her play for TCU here in Newark, New Jersey at the Coretta Scott King game. And you could just see her ability to pass the ball. Like, you have to be sharp. You have to be a professional. You have to know where she is at all times on the field. So it's just great to see her. And I think, like, the sky's the limit for Olivia Miles. So, yes, she is the rookie of the year.
She is okay. I am going to take the L on this one because I don't think that I really have any argument on this one. The only thing I'll say is that potentially the only one that may have a chance is AZ Fudd, but she really needs to step it up. After watching last night's game, I just kind of see someone that's a little scared out there, a little hesitant. You kind of see the difference between the two of them, the stark contrast, as I was trying to say. Like you see Olivia's very confident, and you see AZ like not as confident, and you just see the difference in the two games right now. Obviously, they're two different types of players, but at times I see AZ kind of run around like a lost puppy at times. Like she just has that look on her face, like she's like worried or scared or hesitant. So I think she's just got to get out of her head. If anyone can really challenge Olivia, it'll be AZ. If she can have a game like she had that one game, like 22 points she had, she just really needs to step it up. So she over the next, I mean, it's game 12, or it's been 12 games. So over the next 32 games, if she can kind of get that point total up, I think she can give Olivia a little run. But she's gotta do something miraculous because I think I deserve the L on this one.
Yeah, I'm like AZ has been doing a great job too. Like she's going at her own pace. They're not in competition for any award. They are like the two top players out of college for a reason. But yeah, I mean, I think it's Olivia or nothing.
All right, that rounds up the jump ball segment for us. Now we're going to move on to the starting five, which is going to be our top 5 plays of the week. So counting down from number 5, we're going to go with Paige Beckers, her 3 consecutive threes in the Minnesota Lynx versus Alex Wings last night game. It was something else. I will say she was trying to pretty much turn the game around herself and made it exciting for a bit. And what was funny at Meets at Times at the point was I was like, oh, she made like 3 in a row, and they're still down almost 20 points. So I was like, almost I thought they were back in it, but they weren't back in it. So that's number 5 for us. On to number 4, Katia.
Just to highlight Paige, she's obviously a beast, and those consecutive three threes, she was in flow and she was like, let's get some points up on the chart. But yeah, they definitely did not win the game, but it was still great to see her like trying to get this team up as much as she could. So number 4, we're going back. So number 4 on the list, Kayla McBride's one touch bucket, I think was insane. So Olivia Miles like threw her one of those lugs that she throws all the time. And I swear Kayla like just tapped the ball and she just threw it up and it went straight into the bucket for a 3 shot. And I was like, that is insane. And like I mentioned earlier, after she got hit in the face by Enrique, obviously by accident, but like after she got hit, she kind of got a fire fueled in her. And I would love to see more of that from them, like that fire that's ignited in them when they're like, yeah, let's just make this. And Olivia Miles is such a great passer. You just have to be there when she's ready to pass the ball.
Yeah, definitely. Unbelievable. There's going to be a lot of plays from those two probably going forward in the season. So number 3, back to my girl Asia because I just want to talk to her, talk about her the whole episode today. But I'm going to highlight her 3-point play off her jump shot, bank shot, basically off balance. She was getting fouled and just kind of threw it up, banked it in. Sick play by Asia. Another phenomenal play, of course, by her, making it look easy.
And then we're gonna
Honestly.
move on to number 2, which is Chelsea Gray's over the head pass that Megan put on the list.
Yeah, it was just one of those. She's down in the post and she like just didn't even look and just over the head, um, over to the Aces player. I believe, I'm not sure who it was, but and then easy bucket for them on that play as well. So rounding out the top 5 here. I don't think there's any argument on this, but Caitlin Clark's 3-point winning shot from 31 feet away from the basket. Again, just a stellar shot from her. What else can we expect from her? The usual. When they go in, they're spectacular. So there's nothing like them. Yeah, I know they were down by 1, and then the 3 put them up by 2. The Mystics still had technically 1.2 seconds left to try to get a shot off, and they didn't. But yeah, she put them up with 2, with 1.2 left. But,
Nice.
and it was like a kind of almost wide open situation. Cotty McMahon almost got the steal, but went right to Kaylin. Kaylin stepped into it.
Yeah.
Nothing but net. So
nothing but net. All right. All right, Miss Clark. All right, so the next segment we're going to do is called our scouting report. We're going to be talking about the upcoming games that we have for the WNBA. And tonight we have the Connecticut Sun versus the Toronto Tempo. And we also have the LA Sparks versus Seattle Storm. Tomorrow we have the Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever, New York Liberty versus Atlanta Dream. And then also tomorrow at 9 p.m. we have Phoenix Mercury versus Dallas Wings, and then Las Vegas Aces versus Portland Fire.
Yeah, I think just a little quick note on that. What stands out to me, I think, is just like the Liberty versus Dream game. A lot of the other games, they might be a little lopsided, but yeah, definitely Liberty versus Dream looks like a competitive one tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a tough matchup, but my money's on Liberty to win that. If I had to make a bet, I would say Tempo's going to beat Sun. I'd say the Sparks are going to beat Storm. Sky's going to, hopefully, they beat the Fever. Liberty's going to beat
Fever
Atlanta.
hater.
Yeah, Fever hater. Liberty's going to beat the Dream. I don't know. I feel like the Wings could beat Mercury, but I don't know. And then Aces are definitely going to beat Portland.
Yeah, I'd probably say Wings over Mercury because of their struggles, but Wings didn't look really great the other night, so hopefully they get it together for this game.
Yeah.
But yeah, that rounds out our scouting report. So some great games coming up tomorrow. So tomorrow and tonight. So check out, especially the ones tomorrow. There's 4 tomorrow and then 2 tonight. But yeah, let's round out this episode with Outside the Paint. We're going to round up this episode with Outside the Paint. This segment highlights something that happens outside the WNBA, whether it be in the soccer league or professional hockey league, or just something that touches our heart from the last week. So to start us off this week, Katia is going to highlight something for us.
Woo! All right. Here's my outside the paint moment. While I was in Puerto Rico, I ran into the professional. While I was in Puerto Rico, I ran into the women's softball team from Atlanta called Atlanta Smoke. Funny story how I ran into them. I was looking for a spa, and then my GPS took me to a random hotel, and the hotel was booked up with, appointments. And I just sat there asking people for a charger because my phone was dying. And I realized, like, oh my God, this is like a whole professional softball team. The Atlanta Smoke is a professional softball league that traveled to Puerto Rico right now to play a historic 3-game exhibition series against the Puerto Rican national team between June 8th and the 10th. And I was so excited to just meet them because I would talk to them about the podcast we're doing now. So they were so nice and they took a picture with me. and we took shots together. Like their coach got me a shot, so that was really cool.
My outside the paint highlight is in regards to the Women's Professional Hockey League. They just announced in the beginning of May that they will be expanding two more teams, one in Vegas and then one in Hamilton, Ontario. I will be honest, did not know where Hamilton was. I was guessing it was Canada, but Canada tends to be a very popular hockey destination area. They're now trying to expand to 12 teams by the end of 2027. So again, just awesome expansion in the W and in hockey as well. And the last thing was the World Cup is coming to Jersey. It's going to cause some mayhem around the states as well. But our governor, Mikey Sherrill, was nice enough to give out 750 free tickets to lucky New Jersey fans to go to see the World Cup. So lucky them. And thanks to our governor for being nice and doing that.
I think me and Megan could finesse our way into the World Cup. I don't know how, but I believe we can.
On that note, all right, besties, that's it for episode 2 of Buckets and Besties.
Thank you guys so much for listening to episode 2 of Buckets and Besties, and we'll catch you next time.